a lot of black women engage in what I refer to as sexual passive aggression, right? So you have passive aggression, what it means to be passive aggressive, which is basically indirect forms of aggression, all right, or opposition, indirect forms of opposition or indirect forms of aggression, all right. But then if you're talking sexual passive aggression, what you're basically referring to here is a woman, typically a woman, who in a certain funny kind of way, she's opposed to complete sexual gratification from a man. All right, they're opposed to complete sexual gratification from a man, especially a certain type of man, especially if you're not her type of man, but really just from a man in general. All right, and what does that mean? That means that she has certain mental blocks in her mind that won't really allow her to fully engage and fully enjoy the act of sex with the man. So she suppresses that that actual fulfillment, her ability to actually be completely fulfilled through the act of sex. All right, if that makes sense. Now, which it does to me, but anyway, there was a woman, or I say a girl, we were teenagers at the time, but there was a girl I used to talk to that we used to smash or whatever. And one day she told me two things. She was like, I would never compliment a man on his penis size because I don't want him to feel good about himself. And I found that strange. And then she was also like, during sex, I don't like to actually moan. I don't like to fully engage and just release because I don't want a man feeling like he's doing something. I don't want a man feeling like he's doing something, right? And I found that very odd, all right? And that's basically a sign of or a symptom of the effects of feminism, all right? Misandry, anti-male hatred, all right? Hating men so much that you won't allow yourself to completely even enjoy busting a nut with a man. All right, you have defense mechanisms up to prevent the actual satisfaction from sex. And once again, this is what comes along with the acceptance of a lot of these super duper ultra liberal ideologies. All right, this is what comes along with that. I remember also a while back I had a woman explain to me that, and this is very trippy, right? I had a woman explain to me that she felt that it was offensive, right, to have sex with a man. She felt that it was degrading to be bent over. This is what she was saying, right? She felt that it was degrading to actually be bent over and penetrated and rammed like that, right? So what she stated was that she would like to bone a man with a strap on, right? As crazy as this sounds, but here's how she explained it. Because I reacted and I'm just appalled. At the time, I'm around about like 20, 21 or something like that. And I'm appalled when she says this. I'm like, wow, what in the hell? Why would you want to do that with a F word? All right, I can't say, obviously, you can't say that on YouTube nowadays, but why would you want to do that with a F ass nigga, right? With some F ass dude, right? And she's like, oh no, I don't want to do that with a man who's gay. I want to do that with a man who's heterosexual. I want to do it to a man who is straight. And she said it would defeat the purpose to do this with a man who's already gay. And I'm like, wait a minute. So what are you saying? That you have some sort of fantasy to want to take a man's manhood or something like that? And she was like, yeah. And this is what I mean by female clarity. In the video I did titled Female Clarity, because once she said that, and I started to, kind of delve a little bit deeper into it, she was like, she started to kind of retract her statement. She started kind of backpedaling, and she started getting frustrated with me. And she started actually even denying right there on the spot that she said those things or that she actually meant that. Right? Because what? That was a moment of clarity. Women have these moments of clarity where they slip up and they say things. And I guess people in general, men and women, but for women, when they do this, it's like they're revealing something that's on a much deeper level. They're revealing something that is just bizarre, all right, that gives you a peek into what's really back there on a subconscious level in a woman's mind. And it just amazes me sometimes to hear the things that you can get abroad to say, all right, when you're in the midst of conversation. All right, so she said that, and she tried to act like she didn't really mean it, and she started getting frustrated with me. And I believe she said something along the lines of, see, I shouldn't have even said this. I shouldn't have even told you this or that, or whatever the case may be. Because I started explaining to her, even at that age, right? I started explaining to her why she thought that way, right? What was wrong with her? And this was a female who was very passive aggressive. All right. So you got to understand, when you're dealing with these women, they have been deeply programmed with these notions of female victimhood and misandry, male hatred, the disdain of the masculine principle, not even the negative things about men. They more so hate the positive things because they're envious of the masculine principle, right? You run fast, you jump high, you grow taller, you're stronger, you're more muscular, all right? You build things, you invented everything damn near. You conquer land and you build societies and all, like you explore and you do all of these incredible things. And from her perspective, it's like, well, my nature-given role is to give birth and bleed out of my vagina once a month, right? So they look at you and they disdain the masculine aspect, the masculine characteristics, all right? And it ain't even gotta be about a dude who is actually like that, who actually does those things. They look at any man like that, right? Because they understand that that's what he was still, even a low-level dude, that's what his design was for, all right? So many times, a lot of these women, they will purposefully go and deal with low-level dudes who they feel or think that they are superior to, all right? They may be smarter than him, or they may have more money than he does, or I've had women talk about how they don't like men who are too attractive, men who are, look too good, all right? Men who are built too well. Some women really a lot of women, especially black women, they avoid the more decent men of their race because they don't want to be confronted with their ideas of male superiority. All right. Anyway, peace.